guys got it? All right, hard work on three, sprint to the next spot. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hard work. Sprint to the next spot. Don't walk. Get there, get there, get there, get there.
All right, what's up, guys? Jamie here with Phenom Hoops. I'm standing here with our Director of Player Analysis, Jeff Bendel, here, and we're here at Phenom's David Rose Memorial Day Classic, hashtag Phenom David Rose MDC. We're just wrapping up the final game here. It's the 15U championship right now. We got the Palmetto City Hurricanes are playing against the Garner Road 15U program. It's an unbelievable game right now. We got 11 minutes left, and it's 32-29. Been back and forth this whole game. But we want to go ahead and give you the recap of the entirety of the event and give you some stuff as to things that we saw, players that we saw, teams that we saw, some trends, some storylines, and just kind of keep you up to date with everything. Jeff, I know that you weren't on site yesterday. Was it a pretty good day yesterday that you saw over there?
Yeah, great day. Tons of talent. I mean, there were definitely some guys that stood out for me. I would have three to start off with. Po' Boy King of RDC Lakers was tremendous.
Roanoke Rapids finest.
Absolutely. I mean, he was easily the best prospect I saw throughout the entire day. Just does it all around complete game. Coincidentally, my next one would be the entire Carolina Riptide.
Yeah,
because their matchup against Po' Boy King was tremendous. He actually went off for about 12, 15 points, and then they adjusted and put Clay Hodges. I mean, one of just the grittiest guys you'll ever see on him. I mean, you got a 6'3" guy getting guarded by a 5'10" point guard in the post and shutting him down, locking him up.
I think something about Po' Boy that really kind of stands out is how effortless the game is for him.
And he's so smooth. I mean, he's got great size and obviously a great feel for the game, but I think it's just how effortless, like you said, everything is for him. I mean, he rebounds the ball, he makes the right play, he was passing extremely well, and he just scores with such efficiency. But yeah, and then beyond those two mentioned, Jaquavion Venable for the Royal Knights 16s team, just their undisputed leader, all-around game, rebounds it, scores it, sets everybody up. I mean, just a great two-way player.
Royal Knights team, man. Shout out to them, guys. Y'all doing a heck of a job with that program, man. Y'all building that thing up grassroots style. If you didn't catch the interview Rick did yesterday with Stanley Yarborough, make sure you check that out. But shout out to the Royal Knights, man. What y'all done with that program is unbelievable. Let's run through some of these championship games so far. So we've had 4 championship games. We'll start with the 14U. It was the Team Power versus Team Felton. Team Power, a startup program. This is their first year in existence out of Wilson, North Carolina, versus Team Felton, who's an established shoe company program and a team. And that was a gritty dogfight. That was an unbelievable matchup of two teams just really going at it. And I'll tell you what's exciting about it is they're only 8th graders, but if that's the way, the style, how tough kids play these days, I'm all in for it for the future of North Carolina, because those kids battle.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and in regards to standouts for that game, Tremont Parker was simply unbelievable. I mean, the kid is as talented as anybody, I think, in the state, regardless of class, regardless of position, doesn't matter. I mean, he's got it all.
And I'll tell you a crazy thing about him, too, is he never gets sped up. It's like the game will be going back and forth, he'll grab it, he'll set it back up, rock you to sleep, and all of a sudden blow by, get to the paint, and then make a play.
You said it best, poise. I mean, he has poise in spades. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then beyond him, I like Lewis. Really scored the ball well today. Finished with 25 in the championship was absolutely vital.
He had a 25 yesterday too in the game.
But I mean, that's what he does. He scores it. I mean, he's a really solid combo guard. But then that Team Power team, they're a team to watch out for. I mean, they got 10 legitimately solid basketball players.
They play hard. They play together. They defend.
Unselfish, smart kids. I mean, it's a great team, great program. It's only going to be up from this point.
Yeah, no, that was super exciting. Team Felton won the game. It was about a 15 to 20 points, but it was closer than that throughout the entirety of the game, and Team Felton was able to pull away at the end. Shout out to Team Power, though, man. There's a bright future there. I think they were going to start an entire program. I think they narrowed it down to try to start it in the smaller ages, the middle school ages, and they've got talent. They're doing a really good job.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I can't wait to see what they're going to put out next year.
Absolutely. So the 15U matchup's going on right now with Garner Road and Palmetto City Hurricanes. Jeff, what's some of the things you're seeing here from this game so far?
I mean, obviously, from first glance, Ozza White from Gardner Road is going to be a guy that we're all going to notice, and we're going to have to watch grow for the next couple years.
His upside potential is just
tremendous. I mean, it's easy to see. I mean, he moves incredibly well for his size, but this Palmetto City Hurricanes team is not a team to be messed with. I mean, they are as tough as they come.
Well, I'll tell you what, so it's crazy. So you have the Garner Road team who starts out like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'6", 6'7", they're huge, fairly long. But Tony Lork on the block is unbelievable.
Right.
He's probably 6'3". He looks like a defensive tackle. But his ability on the block to just use his body and his footwork and his hands has been unbelievable around the basket. Both hands, left and right, and everything. It's been interesting to watch kind of the dynamic of that.
Agreed. And then obviously Jazian Gortman is a stud. I mean, is an absolute stud.
His upside is.
But that being said, he's already incredibly productive, a leader, just great feel for the game. He doesn't have any holes, doesn't have any real holes.
He has a great crossover going left to right. He's able to get to his spots, which is crazy. But not only that, he's able to get to his spots and score, but he's also able to get those spots to set up his teammates. He's been kind of doing what he wanted to in this game, being able to dictate kind of the pace and everything. Who are some of the Garner road players other than Austin White? Who are some of the Garner road players that stuck out to you?
I mean, honestly, I haven't been watching that game closely. I've been on court too, but they got a team full of guys. Every time I look over, it's another highlight happening.
I was about to say, Avion Penner's been one who's really kind of stuck out for me on this Garner road team. He's kind of a 6'6" guard who does a little bit of everything. Right. You know, and that's the crazy thing about it is that he's a guard. He handles the ball well. He really kind of plays with great pace. He's able to get in there and rebound. He can defend multiple positions and he can initiate from multiple positions as well. The feature of him and the upside there is incredibly interesting because of his size and skill set.
Sure. And then obviously moving on to the 16U, I think we can all say a lot about Team United. I mean,
Team United was fun.
They were blowing teams out all weekend.
Blowing team out. Yeah, it was kind of it was the Team United 16s.
But this was actually, a big breakout scene for Mike Dudley, a guy that's going to be going to United Faith next year. You know, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", maybe even. Yeah. Long guard, athletic, shoots it incredibly well. Very smooth game. I mean, coaches are going to really like him going forward.
He's going to be one who to watch moving forward, breaking out as he continues to develop his game and expand it. Another one was R.J. Felton. He was the team's leading scorer last year. He's kind of somebody who continues to go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Despite being
incredibly noticeable game.
Yeah, despite his incredibly noticeable game, his incredible explosion, his ability to defend, his ability to initiate offensive
leadership, communication,
shot the ball well, and had a couple highlight dunks that were just unbelievable. The kid's motor is nonstop.
Yeah.
And
even on the bench.
Yeah, even on the bench, his motor is nonstop. He plays hard. He's somebody that, again, college coaches should be really getting to know really soon, along with Destin Clark.
Totally agree. Destin Clark. We've been watching this kid for years. Yeah. A long time. And he's probably one of the most unique players I think that we see regularly. A 6'1", 6'2", like strong bodyguard, like makes Jamie look small. Like he's huge, muscular.
He is huge. It's amazing how somebody in South Carolina can be this big and not be on the football field, but it's understandable because he's a mismatch on the basketball court.
Absolutely, it kind of speaks to his vision is off the charts. I mean, he can score the ball. He gets to the rim extremely well. His jump shot's improved. I mean, we're talking about a guy that just averaged 35 in high school this past season, and then now is coming out here and distributing and kind of being a facilitator for this team.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then also Josiah Dow, the big. They just have Glenn Hubbard.
We could go on for plenty of time about this team.
We're eager to see them next week again in the JMAC, playing Team Charlottes of the world and all those type of teams. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure that they're interested in playing in that too, because you can only 25-point wins in a single event. And then the 17U championship, 17U is stacked. The semifinals is, I guess, will restart. We had Team Phoenix that made the semifinals. We had NC Red Storm made the semifinals. We had DTA Elite who made the semifinals, and then the Royal Knights made the semifinals. And it ended up being the Royal Knights versus NC Red Storm in the finals of two really good games in the semifinals.
I mean, and I also think that final game was tremendous.
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. The thing about the final game that was so great is that people give crap to AAU coaching and all that kind of stuff. Those are two incredibly well-coached teams.
Absolutely.
That played at their own pace. They ran great sets. They got open looks. They defended as a team. They're just two really well-coached teams who executed, and it was a treat to watch in the championship.
Yeah, 100% agree. Red Storm, Jakeem Herbin led them in scoring 16 points. Just a really smooth two-way game. Yep. Jonas Abdu, got to be a guy that
Jonas Abdu is somebody, college coaches, that you need to get on ASAP. He's a great rim protector. He's only 16. He's still young and raw, but by now.
Excellent. He's just an excellent two-way player. He's going to be a guy that can find a role with any type of team.
Threes. He's got back to the basket stuff, puts it on the floor a little bit, and he's a great shot blocker.
Yeah, and then obviously as for the Royal Knights, Javante Waverly, Caleb Matthews, and Nick Green shot it.
Caleb Matthews is the one we need to talk about today, because I think Caleb Matthews is the reason as to why they got to where they went.
Right. Obviously, in the semifinal game, Caleb Matthews was tremendous.
I mean, 24, 25.
Yeah, led the team. And initiated offense. Was doing a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing a lot of on-ball things, passing the ball extremely well,
Shooting it.
Yeah, shooting the ball really extremely well, but still doing his normal thing, attacking the rim, finishing above the rim, and showing no fear of anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. In the second game, Nick Green did a great job of initiating the offense, making shots as well. Right. So that whole team is just, interchangeable. They have 8 college-level players probably, 10 good players. Then you go from there, you go over to the NC Red Storm. I think A.J. Thompson is a player that people need to start talking about now.
Yeah.
6'4" shooting guard who shot the cover off the ball all day today.
Yeah, no. He's absolutely one to watch for. I mean, long, athletic. Where do you say he's going next year?
He's at Crescent Christian.
There you go. So, I mean, definitely a guy for colleges to look at.
And then DJ Thomas. I mean, what else can be said about DJ Thomas? The one-man dynamo who gets where he wants on the floor and finishes despite being 5'6".
Yeah, I was about to say, if you don't know him by now, you'll know him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bucket.
You must watch.
You said it over the winter. I mean, the kid can score the ball like no other.
A couple other players that I want to mention here throughout the thing. They're players that you're familiar with as well. I want to talk about the Carolina Pressure duo of Chris Rowan and Chase McDuffie. They're also high school teammates at Drake Regent. What type of future, obviously Portman we talked about earlier too, what type of futures do these two 6'4" wings have together as teammates?
Well, I mean, I think what's impressive about these guys is just how good they are right now.
Yeah.
Both 21s playing up on 17s. Rowan's a guy that's been with their 16s for most of the year, but I mean, he just has a full package. He passes the ball, he's athletic, he's got great size. At 6'4", I mean, in guard skills, he passes it extremely well and scores it like you said. And then obviously McDuffie, that's a guy that has really ascended into like stardom territory. I mean, he went from 6'3" to 6'5", and has really elevated his game all around.
He's got that I'm going to score the ball mentality, right? Because he can really get buckets.
Yeah, and when the shot's not falling, he's able to still dictate the action and control the offense.
Another person who's Bailey Wiseman. He is an absolute bucket getter. Bailey Wiseman is somebody, he plays for TMP Elite. He's at James Island High School in Tulsa, South Carolina. He's about a 6'2", 6'3" guard. He displayed the ability to be able to score on anybody at any point in time throughout this event.
I mean, they threw multiple bodies at him in every game I saw, and he didn't even play on the ball, and still was the leading scorer almost every single time. And I mean, he's just a guy that I think could even easily play 17s right now.
Yeah. Off the rip, you're going to sit there and call him. You're going to say he's a shooter, and yes, he can shoot the ball.
Yeah, but he's incredibly crafty, and he gets to the basket, sees the whole floor.
Yes.
I love his entire game.
No, he's got a full game, and he's another one. D1 should be getting, especially in-state D1 should be getting on in a hurry. I don't think you saw him this weekend, but Jake Ledbetter with the NC Spartans, added with Noah Allred and Casey Pierce. That's a fun, and then Spain Hour too.
Yeah.
That's a fun group of kids who know how to play basketball. Casey Pierce, his game has just ascended exponentially. He's somebody that college programs should be all over right now. His inside-outside game, he's extended his game consistently on pick and pop threes, but he's also got some left hand, right hand stuff in the block as well.
Right.
Jake Ledbetter, the game is easy to him. His IQ is off the charts. He shoots the cover off of it. Passes the ball incredibly well too. Ledbetter, somebody he has a Houston Baptist offer. I think he's got a Winston State offer. Schools at that level need to continue to pursue him because he just makes the game easy. He wins a lot and all that kind of stuff too. Noah Allred, same. He's a brutish guy who can do stuff on the block as well as shoot the ball. And Spain Hour is just kind of the straw that stirs the drink.
I was about to say, just another solid two-way guy that gets it done. Doesn't have many holes in his game. Great complimentary player to everything.
That NC Spartans team is really good. And I also want to talk a little bit about the Team Phoenix team as well.
Sure. They were tremendous today.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they lost, I think they have 10 legitimately recruitable guys.
Yeah. Alex Holt's going to get all the headlines, and rightfully so.
Absolutely.
6'8". He rebounds the ball, great touch, kind of all that. I know Paul Biancardi mentioned him close to Jared Sullinger recently. He's kind of got that game. He's a Division I player for sure, but Demetrius Washington is the one I kind of want to talk about today. He's somebody that I think's falling underneath the radar who should be getting scholarship offers immediately right now. Yeah.
I mean, quick, scrappy, and just absolutely brilliant. I mean, offensively, he has an exceptional feel for the game. Has a great balance between scoring and passing. Attacks the rim. Surprising athlete that will pound on you.
He'll put it on your head.
Absolutely. And then defensively, as good as anybody, especially as a sub-6 foot guard. Really defends. He was forcing turnovers on bigger, stronger, faster players all day.
Yeah. So that Team Phoenix program is really good. Another one, DTA Elite, obviously, that made it. to the semifinals as well. They scored 90 in both their games yesterday. Their guards are really good. Sure. Their guards played great today. What did you think about Allen?
Well, I loved Anthony Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm gonna be partial to. Yeah, he shot the ball really well today, and was able to lead the offense. I mean, his shot is as crisp as it comes.
Yeah.
When it comes off his hands, go ahead and count him. Because I mean, he's not even touching net. But his IQ is off the charts. He's able to facilitate the offense, control things.
Well, I'll tell you one thing too is that their game started to get ahead a little bit, and he played so tough. He has a tough scrappiness to him of a not give up, still fouling hard, still playing defense hard, still attacking the rim. Like he's really good. Trayvon Williams as well, the other guard for them. He had an unbelievable. This is kind of a breakout thing for him. He's a Division I player. Yeah. Not many people talk about him before this weekend. He should be coming out of this weekend with Division I schools wanting to know all about him. Athletic, shoots it, he can handle it. Gets a lot of stuff done. And then Amari Mbadrik's one that's going to be, he's kind of the name on the team. Everybody knows about him. If they don't yet, they're going to know about him. Athletic, explosive. He's a game changer defensively. But that DTA elite team, and they have some other players too. They're another one of those teams. I mean, the 4 teams in the 17U Final Four probably had on average 6 to 8 college level players. D2, D3, JUCO, Division I, whatever the case. They probably had on average 6 to 8 college level players. And then all 4 teams are teams that college coaches should track hard coming in July with their ability to watch them.
I mean, completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something for every college coach on each of these rosters. I mean, toughness, IQ, skill, whatever you're looking for, these teams have it.
Yeah. So wrapping up, I guess the recap of the event. Or any players or teams that we didn't mention that you want to talk about? I know the PSB Wilmot team you love.
Oh right, yeah, absolutely. PSB Wilmot. I got to see them yesterday at Dudley. I mean, they got 3 guys that are going to be excellent high school players. Jason Hancock, a guy that we've seen a lot, lefty point guard, smooth as they come. Just very productive. Shot the ball incredibly well, created for himself and others off the bounce. Giovanni Nanucci, probably the highest upside on the team. It's hard not to watch him and not just be incredibly impressed. I mean, he's so advanced. His feel for the game is unbelievable. I don't know that I've ever seen an 8th grader with as precise a footwork as this guy. I mean, he's taking smaller guards. I mean, remember, he has guard skills. He's initiating the offense, taking guards down to the block and working them down there. Yeah. And then, obviously, Demarion Workman, DJ Workman was the 3rd guy on that team. Tremendous. I think he's going to be an exceptional high school player. Definitely a guy to watch for.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody, we want to thank you for listening. We want to talk a little bit about the event. The David Rose Memorial Day Classic. This one is David Rose. If you don't know who David Rose is, make sure you check out the website. Check out Who is David Rose is the name of the article. Long story short, he was a Marine who served 2 tours overseas, came back, suffered a little bit from PTSD, lost his battle with PTSD in 2013. But this event is benefiting the Wounded Warrior Project. Make sure you check that out as well. Make sure you go online. If you didn't come to this event, proceeds from this event will be going to that foundation. Make sure you check it out and look online. And make sure you check out the Wounded Warrior Project. And if you feel needed to give or anything like that, make sure you give to them and everything. Next week we're going to be in Rock Hill, South Carolina for the JMAC Classic. Registration is still open. However, it's very close to selling out. That's going to be a super exciting event. We're running that one with Team Charlotte. So Jeff McGinnis on the Under Armour circuit, NBA, 10-year NBA pro, North Carolina, University of North Carolina legend, all that kind of stuff. So he's worth the price of admission on his own. If you haven't seen him on the sidelines, he's unbelievable. His teams play hard. They play together. Great showing there. Make sure you sign up. That's going to be a highly competitive event. And make sure you check us out online, PhenomHoopReport.com. We're also on Instagram, Phenom_hoops. We're on YouTube, Phenom Hoop Report, and we are on Twitter, Phenom_hoops. Jeff, anything else?
I'm out. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Guys got it? So that hard work on 3, sprint to the next spot. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hard work. Sprint to the next spot. Don't walk. Get there, get there, get there, get there.